Drawing a box plot can be easily done on the calculator when we're given a list of data. And as usual, we need to start with a spreadsheet. And our list of data needs a heading. And then we need to enter the data into a list, as we do with all data. So you can see there we've entered 12 pieces of data into our calculator. Instead of doing a stat calculation as we normally do, we go back to the home page and we click on a pink data and statistics page, and that shows our graphical representation of the data. We want to pick age data, and that presents the data as a box, as a dot plot. But we want to change the dot plot into a box plot. So we go into menu, pick plot type and choose box plot. And the calculator will construct the box plot for us. Hovering over the box plot, you can see relevant pieces of information that would help you to draw that onto a piece of paper. So the minimum 5, the Q1 13, the median 18.5, the Q3 is 21, and the maximum age is 24. So we could quite easily sketch that onto a piece of paper. And then if I was going to describe that box plot, I need to look at the distribution in terms of the shape, the centre and the spread. So in terms of the shape, I'm really looking at the blue box section of the box plot, and I'm looking really is where the median is. Is the median in the middle, or is the median off to one side or the other? In this one you can clearly see that the median is towards the right. So the left hand side of the box is much bigger than the right hand side of the box. And if that's the case, this part of the graph is more pointing towards the negative side of the graph. So we say this distribution is negatively skewed. So we can start writing there that the distribution is negatively skewed. There are no outliers. If there were outliers, they would show up as a little dot on the graph. We need to look at the median when we're talking about the centre, and we saw before that the median was 18.5. So I've now discussed the shape and the centre. I need to look back on the calculator to find the range and the interquartile range. So if the maximum is 24 and the minimum is 5, it means the range of my data from 24 down to 5 is 19, and my interquartile range is 21, take away 13, so my interquartile range is 8. So to make a good answer, I would write both of those things down. I would say the range is 19 years and interquartile range is 8 years. So that gives me quite a good description of that distribution of data. If we flip to the next example, we've got a set of ages and a set of frequencies. Now unfortunately the calculator can do stat calculations with frequencies, but it can't draw a box plot with frequencies. So unfortunately I'm going to need to enter all of those 29 sets of data separately. So if I'm going again into a spreadsheet, so on the home page, if I was trying to do this one as a box plot, I would need to call the list of data ages, and I'd need to enter 5 4 times, then 6 8 times, and then 7 8 times, then 8 5 times, and so on and so on. So I need to input the 29 sets of data separately, basically. So I've cheated a little bit now, and I've already stored those in my calculator. So as I scroll down, you can see I put all the 5s, then all the 6s, then all the 7s and 8s and the 9s and the 15. So I've included my 29 pieces of data. and then I do the same exact thing. So onto the home page, choosing a data and statistics page. The data I'm interested this time was called ages, not age. And you can see most of my data's in one little clump over here with an unusual piece of data in there. So this could be a possible outlier over here at number 15. So if I go into menu and say I want to have a look at this data as a box plot, so plot type and then box plot, the calculator constructs the box plot and we can see a very symmetrical box, but there's an outlier this time. So when I'm describing this set of data, I would say that the box is very symmetrical, so I can say it's a symmetrical distribution. With an outlier at 15. So that's a good representation of the shape. Now I want to look at the centre, so the median is 7. And then if I'm looking to describe the spread this time, I need to look at the range and the interquartile range. Now, very, very important to remember that this outlier is the maximum piece of data. So this 9 is not the maximum. 15 is bigger than 9. So 15 is the maximum. 5 is the minimum. So the range of the data is 10, and the interquartile range, Q3 is 8, Q1 is 6. So the interquartile range is 2. The range is 10. So when I'm writing that one, I need to write in there also to describe the spread that the range is 10 years and the interquartile range is 2 years.